Well, Donna and I are at John Pennekamp State Park. It's in Key Largo, Florida. It's a nice park here for any kind of water activities. They're close to the reefs, and as such you can go snorkeling out there. You can rent scuba equipment and go out there. There's a lot of activities here for kayaking. There's kayak trails all through the mangroves here. You can also do a lot of just walking in the trails here. It's a very nice park. So I've included a few pictures, show you what it's like. I think you'd enjoy it here. John Pennekamp Coral Reef State Park. This is the John Pennekamp campground. It's not a very big campground. There's only 47 or 48 sites here. It's a nice quiet campground. Pretty close to all the activities here. The dive boats are right next door. Snorkeling's right next door. The beach is next door, so it's pretty nice. You can ride to about anywhere you want to go here. But it is small. A lot of people want to get in here. Reservations are really tough, as some of you know. That's the end of it. I'd recommend this place to anybody. They have a full-service marina and dive shop here. You can take diving lessons, rent gear, or rent boats to take off and go to the reefs. And across the cut here, you can see some of the boats associated with taking people out snorkeling or diving. Well, this is the Pennekamp beach. It's not a very big beach. There's usually a lot more people on it. It's about 5:30 in the afternoon right now, so most people have left. You can see there's not a lot of sand here. A lot of it is just rock. Sand is not naturally occurring too often in the Keys. And so if you see a beach with sand, it's most likely been imported. So people often swim out here. A lot of snorkeling out here. There's a lot to see underwater. It's not a great reef or anything, but it's a nice thing to look at. And it's just a pretty place to be. Here's another small beach. In the background are mangroves with trails all the way through them. A real nice place to kayak. And off in the back over here are just more keys. And you can kayak out there. It's nice and quiet. Wonderful place to go. A lot of good fishing out there too, so I've heard. One thing John Pennekamp is known for is its miles and miles of mangroves that you can kayak in. These go for a long ways. Some are wide, some are narrow, some will just, you can just barely get your kayak through. And they're really scenic. You can see a lot of wildlife, birds, fish, jellyfish. They're fun to kayak in. And there's plenty of areas outside Pennekamp that you can go to as well. The ones inside the camp get kind of busy sometimes, especially on the weekend. But you head off where I'm going right now to some islands further away, and it's very peaceful and beautiful. This is the Marvin Adams Waterway. It's kind of typical down here where they just cut through the coral and make these canals. They're all over the Keys. This particular one cuts Key Largo right in half. It runs for about a quarter mile or so. Connects the Gulf of Mexico to the Atlantic. This is the Marine Lab, the Undersea Laboratory Museum in Key Largo. And this is a underwater structure that was used to study sea life. At the very top of that big tank is a converted water tank. And at the bottom of it is a sphere, looks to be a polycarbonate about 1.5 inches thick. So you live in the top of this. They had a toilet, sink, microwave, small oven, living quarters, and you'd live up there. And when you went to do observations, you would come underneath and get in this little sphere and sit down there and do your observations and take notes. Here's kind of a picture of what it would have looked like. It took 3.5 tons of concrete to hold this thing underwater. They would anchor it down with the concrete so it couldn't move around and sink it. And you'd be sitting in there for the duration of whatever your experiment took. Pretty cool. Pretty old school. They just did this until 2018. Found this little device for underwater exploration. It looks a little bit sparse as far as water tightness goes. It's not in use anymore, of course. But you can see the propulsion system back here. Looks pretty interesting. I'd like to see it work. The Juice House, a good place for some Cuban food. Chef Lupe's Lazy Lobster Restaurant. It's not cheap, but it's darn good food. Sit out back under a cabana and enjoy a nice meal. Highly recommended. This is our favorite Thai restaurant down here. Really good food, and they have robots that run around the place and serve your food. Yeah, it's pretty cool. We found this iguana playing around. He's about 3.5, 4 foot long. Well, traveling around, we found a quarry that we were swimming in, and next to it is a little pond, a natural pond full of jellyfish. So I took a few underwater pictures of that. Let's see what that looks like. The scientific name of these jellyfish is Cassiopeia. I was walking along a old boat ramp and stuck my camera in the water to see what was down there. It's only 1 to 3 feet deep. It's amazing the amount of life you see around here. I just pulled off the road and went snorkeling in a seagrass flat. This is about 3 to 5 feet of water. You can find places to snorkel like this throughout the Keys. Anywhere you go, you can find a place to walk in the water and just swim around. Sunset at Key Largo, 2022 with my wife. And there it goes.
Oh, almost
gone.
3, 2, 1. Post.
Another day of fishing that was just too exciting to put into words.